Simple as that.
It's like, because obviously you're not a huge Dragon Ball neat like me, but like
No, I dabble with it.
I don't know. I'm rewatching all of it at the moment.
Alright, well, that's psychotic, but go on.
No, mate, it's 260 episodes of greatness.
And that's
in memory
my
of
point.
Akira Toriyama.
Anyway.
But like the latest movie that they did, and it was just kind of like, 3D animation. I don't know if it's just like I'm almost like an old man set in his ways, who just refuses to accept change. But like I can't see it in Dragon Ball. It offends me whenever I see like that they're using 3D in Dragon Ball. I'm like, it just doesn't look right, you know, guys. I'm like,
I think it was a bit weird that they went from Super Broly having amazing hand-drawn animation with a little bit of 3D mixed into it, but it didn't ruin my immersion.
Yeah.
You know, I still watched it and I was just like, oh, it's 3D. I didn't even notice that. But I think going full on 3D, I think it's a bit difficult. Sometimes I feel like it wasn't their plan to go 3D, but they went 3D anyway to cut time costs. But at the same time, it's a bit of a creative difference than what they did with Super Broly. And I think both have merit, but I do agree. I think when I first originally watched Superhero, I got a bit taken aback by the different change in animation because it's very drastic between movies.
Yeah. And like I said, though, for me, I think part of it is just, I'm an old man, I'm setting my ways for this. I'm like, damn, no, you're not changing it. I love it. We're keeping it like Dragon Ball and GT, okay? I don't give a shit. Look, I put GT up there.
Where's my OG hand drawers out there, man? Holy shit.
Yeah, goddammit. I know it costs a fortune and you make like no money and it's like 300 hours a week, but just fucking do this for me. Come on.
Do it right for the fans.
Yeah, for the fans. Come on.
Don't get me started on Superhero. That's a whole nother fucking episode ahead.
Oh, mate, it's like I'm kind of like at a loss for the Dragon Ball stuff. Like part of it is I'm like, am I just getting to a point now where I'm holding on to like my childhood love of it, and for that reason, like,
I think the whole thing is like built off nostalgia of why people still watch Dragon Ball.
Oh god, yeah, because like, let's be honest, when they said they were making Super, I did kind of sit there, I was like, I mean, I'm happy about this because new Dragon Ball is new Dragon Ball, but I was also kind of sat there like, but do we need to? Like, I think it had a respectful life.
I think Super could have been good in its own way if it approached it a bit differently. I feel like Super Saiyan Blue was intended for something more down the line, but I think they kind of rushed it a little bit, which is my main gripe with the whole thing in general. But yeah, I think if it had more time, it could have been something special. But yeah.
See, like, I think part of it for me was just like, I dislike the fact that the whole idea is it's like, all right, yeah, so they've just beaten Boo, but we're not gonna just carry this on, and instead of just retconning one episode and being like, all right, we're actually like, okay, so the last episode, maybe he doesn't go off with Oob. We'll just start from there. Like, we'll just redo the tournament or something, and then we can go on from there and make something new. They're like, no, we'll just fill in the time jump and whatnot. And it's like, but in filling in the time jump, it's like you're going to add so many things that didn't actually exist that it kind of just feels like you're kind of dabbling in this show that I grew up with and being like, oh yeah, we're just going to change all of this now. It's like, I like the way it ended. I like the way it happened. Just fucking change that last episode if you need to, so that Goku doesn't look like a bad father who abandons his children for the 30th time in his life. And let's go on from there.
Yeah, like I said, it could have been approached a little bit differently. I wish there was more thought put into it. I honestly don't think a lot of thought got put into Super, to be honest. I think they kind of did it on a whim to get fans more excited about Dragon Ball again. But they didn't really think about the hardcore fans like you and everyone else that watch the show religiously, and kind of take a lot of the things in the episode very, very seriously. And if something is a bit amiss, then they'll point it out, which I think is fair, but still.
Yeah, it's just stuff like, you know, like Bulla. Like, I don't have a problem with Bulma having another kid, but just why? Why even do it? Like, what does it what will Buller add to the story that makes it more than like, okay, so we get Vegeta being like a bit of a good parent. So he was shit to his first child, but he's going to be all right to the second one. It's like, so Vegeta's getting a parenting redemption arc, is he? Like,
yeah, now that you say that, it just goes like, oh yeah, Bulma's gonna have another kid. Oh wait, he can't go to the tournament. Whis just pulls a fucking no you card and just does it anyway. And now he can go. And it's just like, well, what was the point of making it a plot point in the first place?
And honestly, I feel like they're missing like so many good characters now. Like at least with Z, like it felt like you were following all of the Z fighters. Like you kind of cared about Krillin and Piccolo, and I mean not Yamcha. Yamcha just sucked, but
Forta.
You know, like it was one of those where you had like a team that you were like, oh yeah, these are great characters, and now it's Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, it does kind of overshine Goku and Vegeta a lot, because I'm gonna be for real. I have not watched original Dragon Ball. So I went straight into Z with the assumption that, you know, all these guys are all buddy and stuff, and Piccolo's still bad, but then Piccolo becomes good and all that jazz. My initial perception of Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha are so bad and so skewed because I didn't watch original Dragon Ball. And I know what they were like in original Dragon Ball, but they're still fucking useless. Like, they really don't do much. I think Tien has one really good moment, and that's basically it. Those three are basically forgotten about, and it kind of sucks because it's kind of wasting out characters.
I mean, I to an extent, I'm kind of happy that they directed their attention a bit away from some of them. Like, I think Tien could have been a good character. I think, like, given a bit more time and a bit more, like, actual dedication in story, unlike Z, he would have been a really good character to have. And, like, for the same reason, like, obviously, Chaozu following him around would kind of be the same. Yamcha, I kind of liked Yamcha just left it all, like, because after fighting the Saiyans, he was like, no, you know what? I'm not dying again. And just goes and becomes like a baseball player. Like he leaves to go for a professional sports career because he's like, no, bro, I may be weak in your world, but in the world of normal human beings, like
I'm fucking
there's
awesome,
barely
man.
anyone. He's like, I can fucking fly. No other human beings can do this. Like,
yeah,
I don't need to be a part of your shit. I can make money. And it's like, and that's what his life was all about anyway. So like, yeah, I'm happy he went off and he just went, nah, I'm just going to go and become a baseball player, make some money. Like, you know, I'm going to be rich.
But yeah, like, I think there could have been more opportunities for Yamcha and Tien and all that, because Piccolo got his own.
Piccolo especially.
Piccolo got his own little power boost during the Cell Saga, which, you know, kind of brought him up to speed a little bit more, because he is a favorable character. But even so, there's just so much shit that happens for the sake of the plot, and it kind of annoys me. And that's my main kind of gripe with superhero, but I won't get into it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.